Hey guys, so I'm sorry I'm not there today, but I'm going to tell you all a little bit about three central conflicts that we found that are a part of Mary Crow Dog's book, Lakota Woman. So the first of which is going to be the lack of freedom of religion. The second is going to be the lack of due process for Native Americans. And then the third is going to be how Mary Crow Dog was a feminist in American Indian culture. So first of all, freedom of religion didn't really exist for American Indians. The U.S. government took away their rights under the First Amendment to freedom of religion, which is unconstitutional. The white people took away their religion in order to civilize the Indian people. And while Mary Crow Dog's mother abided by Christianity, Mary followed her grandparents' example and continued in the traditional Indian way. But using traditional practices by using peyote, sweat lodges, and ghost dances were illegal and punishable by jail time. However, Mary Crow Dog and members of the American Indian movement continued to practice their religion despite the threat of jail, which leads us into the lack of due process. American Indians were not given equal treatment in the American judicial system. They were often arrested for trying to follow traditional teachings, including in religion and also in education. Children were often taken away from their families and sent to boarding schools where they would be re-educated and stripped away of their traditional beliefs. Like Christine discussed, in 1973, the Sioux people wanted the federal government to honor a treaty from 1868, which would have allowed the Sioux to reclaim the Black Hills of South Dakota. At the siege of Wounded Knee, the government arrested nearly 1,200 of the 2,000 American Indians there who were protesting the government's lack of cooperation. Which leads us into being a feminist as an American Indian. Mary Crow Dog was at the siege of Wounded Knee. She actually gave birth to her son there, despite being told, hey, you need to get out of here. The government is bringing in machine gun fire, and it was just crazy. But Mary Crow Dog often mentioned a Cheyenne saying that discussed the strength of a tribe as coming from its women. Women held a dual role in American Indian culture, but it's strange because while they were revered, they were also quite underused. In their religion, Grandmother Earth is sacred. Their highest deity is the White Buffalo Woman who brought the sacred pipe to the Lakota people, which is a central part of their religion. However, despite their central female deities, women were expected to stay home, raise children, keep the house. They were the gatherers to the men hunters. But that didn't really work for Mary. Mary wanted to be out in the middle of everything. That's why she joined the American Indian movement. That's why she was at the siege of Wounded Knee. And I mean, she did stay home from time to time. She did raise her children. She did keep the house. But it was important for Mary to be able to be involved in her people's movement, and to just add support where she could, which you can definitely tell she was very supportive of the American Indian movement. So, yeah.